Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Solo ReacTalk. This evening, I'm going to be reacting to Time Cube Down the Rabbit Hole, made on the Fredrik Knudsen YouTube channel, and this was a request from John Reed P7F. Yes, or should I say John Reed P7F? Yes. If you guys want to check out my previous reaction to other Fredrik Knudsen videos, remember that, or should I say Down the Rabbit Hole videos, remember that the reaction playlist card is going to be at the top right here. Yes. And if you want to check out the original video as well as Fredrik Knudsen's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. Okay, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go. Cubic symmetry 4-day Earth. Okay. Impossible for one self to equal a family cube. Metamorphic. Man turns 4. Life cornerst. Grandchild. Child. Parent. Grandparent. Okay. 4-corner day. Midday. Sundown. Midnight. Sun up. 1 turn equals 4 days. Educators are evil to teach anti-familism. Alright, Jean Ray. Cubic, okay. I don't understand. I don't understand what this is about, really. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
In online circles, the name Time Cube has become synonymous with incomprehensibility, poor web design, and absurd conspiracy theories. Most people discover it after sarcastic remarks in forums and investigating for themselves, though even after seeing it, the subject remains elusive and confusing.
Yeah, from what I saw with that diagram, I'm still confused in what is this time cube, but okay.
Website is mostly one massive page consisting of aggressive prose detailing a theory, claiming that time is cubic, as well as proclaiming the supreme intellect of its creator while insulting everyone else.
Time is cubic. Okay, in what sort of way is it cubic exactly? Alright.
Those who attempt to describe the theory for the more befuddled readers often find themselves at a loss. So what is the time cube? Where did the theory and website come from? And how did it gain such popularity? Sometime in 1997, a website was launched at the domain timecube.com, espousing the virtues of, quote, nature's harmonic simultaneous 4-day time cube. Though the first iteration of this website is lost, subsequent versions have been cataloged in the Wayback Machine beginning on the 29th of June, 1998. The material on this first recorded page declares in large red lettering, Earth has 4 simultaneous days within one rotation. Losing 3 days in each Earth rotation has retarded your mentality to stupid and an education of evil.
What? Earth has 4 simultaneous days within one rotation. Losing 3 days in each Earth rotation has retarded your mentality to stupid and an education of evil. Okay. Earth has 4 simultaneous days within one rotation. I don't understand. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Okay. You do not have the mind of education to envision nature's time cube. Why is he using biblical words like evil? Interesting.
You do not have the mind or education to envision nature's time cube. The rest of the website is laid out vertically, divided into sections that each use unique formatting. The next section states in all capital letters that, quote, 3 equator 4 corner Earth time rotates 96 hours as a simultaneous 4-day cube. You were taught that the Earth has only one equator as if the Earth was flat. You were taught ignorance. Creation has 2 sex poles and 4 corner races of humans. God is cornered as a queer.
These 4 corners, sorry guys, I'm just trying to think. Is Jean Ray, in fact, let me write down his name. Is Jean Ray talking about the 4th dimension when he says the 4 corners of time? Is he talking about the 4th dimension? Because I know that the 4th dimension is time, right? So is he claiming that he can explain the existence and the function of the 4th dimension? Is that what he's trying to do here? Because yes, we can perceive the effect of the 4th dimension. However, time is linear. It doesn't have 4 corners in our perspective, in our existence. It just keeps moving forward. And the part about the grandparents, the father, the parent, and then the great-grandparent, I'm not entirely sure how does that connect with the four corners. Is it like the present, the future, the past, and then you redo it all over again on the 4th corner? All right.
This second section is signed as Jean Ray, cubic. Just beneath this, he attempts to explain his theory with more specificity.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Quote, if Earth stood still, it would have midday, midnight, sun up, and sun down as 4 corners. Each rotation of Earth has 4 middays, 4 midnights, 4 sun-ups, and 4 sun-downs. The 16 space-times demonstrates cube proof of 4 full days simultaneously on Earth within one rotation. The academia created 1-day Greenwich time is bastardly queer and dooms future youth and nature to a hell.
Okay. I don't understand. I think he is talking about the 4th dimension. I think he is talking about time, not in a linear sense, but in a 4-corner existence. I'm not entirely sure how. But okay. Are there any experiments? Are there any other research papers that deal with this idea of a 4-corner cube space-time?
Ignorance of 4-day harmonic cubic nature indicts humans as unfit to live on this Earth. Jean Ray, cubic. These descriptions are accompanied by diagrams which attempt to illustrate his theory, but they are similarly difficult to comprehend.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't understand what I'm looking at. I just don't. I'm sorry. Jesus alive? What? Socrates live here? Okay. What is that? Clintons live here. Einstein lives here. I don't understand.
Labels such as human form is a personified pyramid and 4/16 cube divinity. He also had a $1,000 bounty to anyone who could disprove the theory of time cube, though he would be the ultimate judge.
No one is going to be able to disprove it. No one is going to be able to disprove it if he's going to be the judge and executioner. No.
This website acted as a hub with hyperlinks to other timecube.com pages and another of Ray's websites linked at the bottom. The first apparently relied on a diagram as the crux of its argument, but the image has since been lost with only the text archived. The second link, Timecube's simultaneous 4-day creation, hosted a single image, which also has been lost. The third hyperlink, however, took the user to abovegod.com, a website that was approximately equal in size to the core Timecube website. At the very top were the words, "Christianity is poison forced upon children. Nature's harmonic Timecube creation reigns supreme. Welcome to the site where Timecube is above God. God."
My gosh. I don't know anything about this God stuff. I'm not going to delve into that because I am not of any faith. But the part where he says educators are stupid, that part there, I'm afraid I'm not going to just sit and accept that. It is educators that have given you the knowledge and the skills to become an adult in your time. Jean Ray, you were taken to school. You were taught how to read and write, how to comprehend what you were reading, how to contextualize it, how to speak and explain yourself or explain your work because of an educator. You went to primary school, you went to high school, you probably went to college or to university. And now you come here and you spit at the faces of those who have educated you throughout all those years, saying that they are stupid or that the education is evil. No. That's not right. That's not right. If it weren't for those people in your life, you would not be able to use a computer. You would not be able to understand what you read in a book. And you come here and you say that they are stupid.
God is ignorance. It also appears that Ray had attempted to have his theory published in a newspaper, but had his requests rebuffed. He writes on abovegod.com that, quote, "St. Petersburg Times refuses to inform the public of the Timecube that indicts them evil to children." It seems
everybody's evil, huh?
It's likely that at this time, the website was being discovered by internet users who would link it in their forums, though records of this activity appear to have largely been lost as the forums where they were shared were deleted. Ray began to write additions to Timecube.com in 1999, expounding further upon his theory with more incomprehensible prose, likely in response to increased website traffic. As the months progressed into the 2000s, Ray began to add to the site with increasing frequency, inserting new text with new formatting each time.
He's not really explaining to us what is Timecube. He's not delving deep into that or how he came about this idea of Timecube. He's just attacking people who are against him, calling them evil, calling the education system evil, calling religious institutions evil. But he's not really giving us any meat on the bone of Timecube. I still don't understand what is he talking about. Those diagrams are even worse.
He emphasized the importance of midday and midnight as, quote, major time points, while also expanding it beyond physics to biology. He declared that, "You are a personified pyramid corner. A human will rotate around 4 corner lifetime stages within a family metamorphosis. Baby, child, parent, and grandparent. Name your 4/16 great-grandparents."
Okay. Okay, I think I can see that, but that's if you can exist in the 4th dimension. If we could perceive the 4th dimension, if we could experience the 4th dimension as we experience the 3rd dimension, the dimension that we exist in, then time would operate in a different manner. It probably, I don't know, probably it might not be linear alone. You might also be able to go back in time. You might also be able to loop in time. It doesn't just go forward. It also, takes a different path that ends up back to where it started. It's possible. It's possible. But I don't know if Jean Ray really has the words or the mathematics to explain to us how does that work. For example, if we existed in like the second the second dimension, like if we were existing in a flat plane of existence, like this piece of paper, and you try to explain someone about the third dimension, more dimensions, not just a flat surface or existence. If you try to explain to someone about the third dimension, living in the second dimension, it would be hard for that person to understand what you are talking about. You would need to have the mathematics, you would need to have the experimentation, for that to come into a basis of reality and logic and acceptance that there is another plane of existence beyond our own. And I think that is what Jean Ray is trying to do by trying to explain the four corners of Time Cube, the fourth dimension. But he's failing at that because he's making no sense. He's making utterly no sense here.
Along with these updates, he created many more pages on timecube.com. Most of them were simply rehashes of what was said on the main site, but one in particular seems to be answering a direct question.
I mean, just look at all of this. Same stupid as teachers. The power above God. Like, what is all of this? How does this all relate to Time Cube? How does this all relate to Time Cube?
Are you Jewish? He responded aggressively. I am not Jewish, neither was my mother or father. Anyone saying that Jesus and his Jewish father had something to do with my birth is a damn evil liar. As time went on and his page's view counter ticked into the hundreds of thousands, his writing only grew more fervent and enraged. For the next 2 years, Ray continued his attacks against education with vigor, claiming that all educated are stupid from brainwashing and indoctrination, and that educated people are stupid cowards. This sudden surge of hatred was apparently due to the refusal of universities to hold debates about the Time Cube. He declared that, quote, they are actually brainwashed stupid and decline any public debate for fear of public embarrassment.
Yes, there will be embarrassment because we don't understand the basis of Time Cube. We don't understand the construct, the mathematics, the reasoning behind Time Cube. All you've given us is that you hate educators, you think education is evil, there's corrupt words, and gods are stupid, or they don't exist. Nothing that you've said here on your websites is relating to Time Cube. You are on the defensive and not really showing us why you advocate for Time Cube in detail. We can only debate you if we truly understand as much information as possible about your topic, or else we're just going to be looking like fools, just blabbering nonsense.
Physicists forbidden to acknowledge Time Cube. Stupid educators always beget stupid graduates. Not one knows of their four-corner metamorphosis. Jean Ray. These new diatribes would appear at the top of the page, bumping his previous sections farther down. Since Ray never deleted any of his previous writing, this meant that all of the updates to the site would still appear in reverse chronological order, gradually elongating the page to massive proportions. This also meant that the crux of his argument and his diagrams would appear at the bottom, making the page even more incomprehensible to new readers. These updates generally would add little new information to the theory, with Ray opting instead to reword his previous statements about the time cube and to insult religious people and educational institutions. As his anger grew, so did his ego. He proclaimed himself both the greatest thinker and the wisest human, as he was the only one able to comprehend the time cube.
Yeah, wow. Wow. The greatest thinker and the wisest human.
He stated that, quote, "I am a cubic thinker and far wiser than any god, any scientist, and any educator who preaches the evil singularity of a single first corner. Gene Ray."
Gene Ray, how am I supposed to take you serious when you talk like this? How is anybody supposed to take you serious when you talk like this? And you still have not shown us any sort of work, any sort of experiment, any sort of, detailed theory on the basis of time cube. You have shown us nothing, but you are telling us that you are the wisest human.
He created two new sites, thegreatestthinker.com and thewisesthuman.com, to solidify his point. The former simply reiterated more of his theories and opinions, while the latter only had a link back to timecube.com. Some important factors of his theory became clearer as he posted, such as the importance of the duality of male and female, and his firm belief that the four corners of the time cube and human life were representative of one another. He also believed that each person has four corners on their head, but exactly what this means is left unclear.
So basically, everything has four corners. We have four corners, planets have four corners, solar systems have four corners, the universe has four corners. Okay.
Despite the relative obscurity of the website, it was apparently able to attract some level of attention. It was featured on crank.net, where it was given the title of Elucid, and it appears that from here it gained traction on forums, where it and sections of it became early memes, such
Bungie, the Flood, interesting.
as Educated Stupid. But to the surprise of internet users eyeing his writing, Ray would be given a platform for his theory, as well as the academic debate which he so dearly desired.
Oh no.
Sometime in 1999 and 2000, Gene Ray was interviewed several times by a man named Michael William LeBron, better known by his pseudonym Lionel. These interviews took place on the ill-fated internet radio site IATA, which shut down only 2 years after it was created, and as such, the interviews appear to have been lost. However, Lionel had a strong cult following, and he helped spread the word about TimeCube even further. In 2001, Gene Ray conducted another interview with a much lesser-known man named Bruno Connolly. The first 20 minutes were preserved by Connolly on tape and subsequently shared online.
Hello?
Hello, could I speak to Gene Ray, please?
Hey, Gene Ray.
Hey, Gene. My name's Bruno. I'm calling from San Francisco, California, and I'm doing a little studying on the time cube, and I was wondering if you might have a few minutes to chat with me about it.
Sure.
So maybe if you could just explain.
Much of what he discussed was a rehashing of his website, but it helped to clarify just how closely his philosophy of a four-stage life cycle correlated with his view of the time cube.
A human is really a quarter or one corner. Just in like human metamorphosis, that just like the fingers on your hand, you got the baby, the child, the parent, and grandparent, and you can't be four at one time. The baby dies, become the child dies, become the parent dies, become the grandparent. Everything created has a top, bottom, front, back, and two sides. The solar system has that. Earth has that.
He also took the time to clarify his numerology.
Like you had four grandparents, and each of them had four, for like 16. But you don't use 16 because that demeans the value of 4. What you actually have is 4 fours.
Ray's thought.
Okay, 4 4s. But like I stated before, we can only perceive time in a linear sense. We can't really see it in the four corners as he would want us to believe. Yes, we do go through a metamorphosis as we grow older, from a baby to a child to a young adult to a parent and a grandparent. Yes, we do go through that metamorphosis over time. But that's still linear. So how does it become a four corner exactly? Well, I'm still trying to understand that part. Yeah.
Some religion and his experiences online were also shared.
So what about a concept? I don't want to use the word God, but of some creator, some higher being, et cetera, et cetera. How does that tie into the time cube and the theory of fours and?
Well, the creation creator is not a human form. It's more of a cubic spirit, a cube spirit.
Okay.
To the best of your knowledge, are you the first person to have discovered the time cube?
Yes, I can't find anything anywhere. They threw me. I used to get on some of the internet scientific and philosophy board. And they threw me off because I wasn't compromised with them. And so that's the reason I started the time cube.
He claimed that he'd been working on the theory for 20 years.
Because I've been working on it over 20 years, and I can't find anything yet that contradicts it.
Towards the end of the recording, Ray reiterates his desire for a debate, but partway through his idea, he seems to get distracted.
Lionel show up on that Yachty, and it's on these web stations, and he's got a big audience, and like I say, he likes it, and so, hey, let me ask you another question. Did you know your father was a fish?
My father was a fish? No, please explain.
Well, it's a micro sperm fish. The sperm.
The ease with which Connolly was able to receive an interview with Ray caught the attention of those interested in the
I'm sorry. No. No. Okay. Look, if you go by evolution, yes, all, mammals, reptiles, all land-based animals, existed, or should I say, have descendants who come from the ocean, because that's where life began, in the ocean. And those ancient creatures that came from the ocean, that started to migrate to walking on the surface of the earth, yes, they are our ancestors. How it connects to the four corners, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know where is he going. He's going to a lot of places, but he's still yet to truly explain to us what is the four corners. How can you utilize the four corners? How can you perceive the four corners? He's still yet to explain it to us.
time cube, and it wasn't long before others took advantage of his desperation to share his theory in a form that he could not refuse.
Come up with in this thing. But see, what religion does primarily, it is
Sometime in late November of 2001, Gene Ray made an announcement at the top of his website. TimeCube lecture at MIT on January 30th, 2002 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Lecture Hall 10250. Outsiders are banned from TimeCube lecture and debate as only MIT students will be allowed to attend the event. Will free speech be allowed?
He must be so happy. Finally, his TimeCube is to be recognized by a prestigious university.
Almost immediately, word began to spread. On December 1st, the lecture date was shared on the Ars Technica forums, where forumites awaited the event gleefully. Though the full recording of the event appears to be lost, the notes of one attendee, one photograph, and a small section of video have survived online, and they detail a surreal scene. There were 6 seats at the front of the lecture hall. 1 was for Jean Ray, 4 were for the students who had agreed to debate him, and 1 was left vacant at Ray's request, which he labeled as "your God." According to the note-taker, hundreds of people were in attendance, and this is corroborated by the small shred of video that remains online. Throughout the event, the crowd of college
Look at all of these people. They are dead laughing. They are dead laughing. They're just here for entertainment.
students was rowdy and loud, cheering often
Cube is what? Cubism, not what?
in mock support
I think it's saying not fascism. Okay. Wow.
of Ray. Apparently, no faculty were present. The note-taker said of Ray's speech patterns, quote, "You know the mumbly guy on King of the Hill, Boomhauer? Well, imagine he was reading straight from timecube.com. That's what it was like listening to Jean Ray talk. It sounded like a train of consciousness, but he kept on using different examples, only repeating the time cube has 4 corners aspect."
No. We can't take this man serious. Clearly, this man was brought here for entertainment's sake. This is the ultimate rage bait. The students here are just here just to have a good laugh. This debate is not a debate, it's a sham. honestly. And Jin Ray himself, he's reached a dead end to his theory of the 4 corners, because he's repeating the same regurgitated nonsense over and over and over again. The same stuff that you would see on his website, he's regurgitating it again here, not really giving anyone a better explanation or an example or experiments or anything that would substantiate his theory of the 4 corners, or should I say of time cube. It's a waste of time, this.
After Ray's description of the time cube, the other people at the table had the opportunity to ask him questions. During this
Seriously, your God is... Oh my gosh. Wow.
period, when Ray would give responses, the crowd would shout wildly in support of him. The questions asked by the panel were mostly attempts to divulge Ray's thought processes. The note-taker writes, Eric Downs asks about people being made of different numbers of parts. Humans are a pyramid with 2 arms and 2 legs, I guess, and each of those has 4 main digits on it for a total of 16. Of course, and this I swear is a direct quote, you don't say 16 because that would demean the value of 4. That got another wild hoot of approval from the lecture hall.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Victor Brar asks the next question. Jean says that -1 times -1 equals +1 is stupid and evil, so Victor asks him to explain more. Jean goes off of his previous explanation about the North Pole and the South Pole and various races and explains like this. 1 times 1 equals 1 makes sense because that's like saying that a North American times a North American equals a North American. But saying -1 times -1 equals 1 is like saying a South American times a South American equals a North American.
What?
Okay, Gene, so -1 times -1 should equal what? A South American! I stopped writing notes here for about 5 minutes, I was so busy laughing.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jean Ray. Oh my god, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. You're killing me. Oh my gosh.
The audience was also invited to ask questions, and a few glimpses into Ray's life were given. The note-taker writes, "A university told him, we'll put you in jail if you send us another fax." Someone asked the question a lot of us must have been wondering. How do you finance your research? Gene beamed proudly and proclaimed, "Credit cards!" Ray also talked about his belief that the four corners of his time cube also represented what he perceived as the four human races, which were, in his words, whites, blacks, Asians, and Indians.
What? White, black, Indian, Asian and Indian. Does he not know that Indians are Asians? Or what? Does he classify them differently in his four corners? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And what about the other races and other ethnicities? What about mixed race people? What does he say about that?
Hoping to get more out of him, one of the audience members probed further. Her, the note-taker, delving further into his four corners, four races point.
Oh, here we go.
A student asked how people who aren't in those four races fit in. Gene explained that they fit inside the time cube. Duh.
If they fit inside the time cube, then what about the four races? Are they also not in the time cube? You know what? Whatever.
The student said, "Well, I'm biracial," at which point Gene interrupted and said, "You're what?" Around this point, students gradually began to leave the lecture hall and the debate was adjourned.
Yeah, guys, the comedy show is over now.
But this only marked the beginning of Ray's surge into wider cult popularity.
I can't believe you guys were pushing this man to continue this nonsense. Ugh.
After this lecture, word of mouth helped spread knowledge of the existence of the site and of Gene Ray. In particular, two groups seemed interested in him, internet users and college students, though there was significant overlap between the two. Over time, as this interested body would interview him, new information about his life would be teased out. On October 15th, 8.5 months after his debate at MIT, a transcribed interview was published in a student newspaper of Swarthmore College in Pennsylvania. Kate Duffy, the author of the piece entitled "Truth is Cubic," wrote a few notes she had learned about him in the introduction. She revealed that Ray was 75 years old and that he had been an electrician. Over the course of his research, he claimed that he had spent approximately $250,000 pursuing the time cube and that he had received death threats from NASA.
$250,000 doing what? Where do you have to show the $250,000 on your websites? Those websites can't even cost more than $100 to make and to maintain and to put those diagrams and to type out that information. It can't cost more than $100. So where did that $250,000 go? And NASA killing you? How? It's a space agency. It's not part of the military. It's not part of the CIA or the FBI. They don't have an assassin organization within NASA. So what are you talking about, Gene Ray? Nah, this retired man must stay retired. This nonsense he's putting on the internet should also be shut down. I think the man is ill. I think he's ill. He needs help.
Duffy also shared that Ray lived in Cummings, Georgia. Her questions were fairly simple, asking about the basics of the time cube, but he also revealed tidbits about his personal life. He said, quote, "My brothers and sisters have some of the highest academic degrees in Alabama, but they don't want to know what I know." He also revealed a bit of information about the emails he'd received. Quote, "I get email from kids all the time. Some were suspended for looking at my website at school. I get a lot of email from students saying I should be elected president of their student body and that they'd fight the police, but the school threatens to kick them out. Physics majors want a time cube debate at Cornell. He revealed the logic behind his aggressive prose. I had to get nasty on the website because educators refuse to allow students to debate time cube. I can't throw rocks at them, so the only way I can accuse them is in a nasty way. I have to do this so they'll stop ignoring it. They'd be exposed, all educators. I've sent stuff to Stephen Hawking in England, but they all ignore it. They teach linear time. Time is not linear, it's cubic. Academia does not want it. Professors run and hide. I can call them the worst names in the book, and they run and hide. They cannot challenge me. They cannot accept the challenge because they would lose.
They cannot challenge you because you haven't substantiated your theory. You have nothing to it. Nothing about it. No experimentation on it. I'm telling you, Stephen Hawking, he will write down paragraph upon paragraph of mathematics, of theory, of other forms of science, combining with the fact that time is linear. The evidence is around us. But what have you to show us? Nothing. Just diagrams on an internet website, claiming that it costed you $250,000 to do.
Could break the plate glass windows of a newspaper building, and I guarantee they wouldn't take me to court, because Time Cube cannot come out in the media. As more people learned of Ray, internet users would sometimes email him to egg him on, as he had suggested in the interview with Duffy. In November of 2002, he posted one of these emails he had received in late October without comment. It read, "For a year now, I have studied your Time Cube truths but have not been able to convince others of its reality. Dumbasses. My mother is a teacher, and she said it was nutty and stupid, but guess what? I cornered her, literally, in the living room one evening and forced her to admit it. In order to get her teaching certificate, she had to sign an affidavit stating that she would uphold the Greenwich myth until death. I shit you not. It has been revealed. American teachers are sworn to fight against the truth of Time Cube."
People are having so much fun with Jean Ray. They're having so much fun.
Inevitably, he attracted the interest of a tongue-in-cheek show called Unscrewed, airing on Tech TV at the time. They bought him a plane ticket to San Francisco and interviewed him on June 18, 2003, with a set of questions prepared, ready.
Let me guess, he's going to say, you have four corners. We have four corners. Yeah.
To push back against some of Ray's more befuddling claims. Ray used his favorite prop, a plastic cube-shaped paperweight with a globe inside, to illustrate his point.
Here we go.
How do you know this? What's your proof, scientifically speaking?
Well, here's in the cube. You can see it. You can't deny that. I offer any academic institution, any professor, $10,000 to disprove it. They can't disprove it, so they ignore it and run and hide.
He was able to share some of his thoughts about the debate at MIT, and he seemed to believe that he had been lauded rather than mocked.
Gotcha. I can't help notice that you're wearing a hat that says Time Cube from MIT 2002. Are you a professor at MIT? Did you teach this at MIT? What's the story?
No, I lectured up there last year. It was a student thing. They had about 500 students from MIT, Harvard, and many other universities around there. And they treated me like Einstein now, but the school was not sponsored. I had $5 cash offered. Any professor would come down and explain the Time Cube and disprove it. But they run and hide. Academia cannot allow this to be known because it contradicts everything that they're teaching.
He also gave his thoughts about being so well known on the internet.
Hey Ray, Gene, how do you feel about being an internet celebrity? I mean, you're huge on the web.
Well, it's not a position I wanted. It's something I had to do.
Yeah.
And
I think Jean Ray can only be famous in America. I think he can only be famous in America. I don't think in any other country would they allow someone like him spouting this nonsense to continue. They would send him to a facility for elderly people. I just don't see him surviving in any other nation but America.
And nobody, like, I'm not a writer or speaker, but no writer or speaker understands the time cube.
All right. Hey, Gene, thanks so much, and good luck with your quest to convince humanity of the time cube principle.
Thank you.
All right. That's Gene Ray.
Over the next few years, this attention would inflate Gene Ray's ego even further. Unable to change the minds of any educators, he awarded himself a doctorate of cubicism in late
Oh my gosh.
2002 or early 2003, declaring that nobody could bestow it upon him since he was already the wisest human ever. In October of 2003, Ray casually posted a surprising piece of writing revealing a fact about himself that elucidated a key element of how he had come to his conclusions. He stated that, quote, "My wisdom so antiquates known knowledge that a psychiatrist examining my behavior, eccentric by his academic single-corner knowledge, knows no course other than to judge me schizophrenic." This revelation was of little surprise to most onlookers, many of whom had speculated that Ray suffered from some sort of mental illness, but this didn't stop them from egging him on.
Yeah, they still want to have a good life.
Bloating his ego further, Gene Ray was invited to perform a lecture on April 14th, 2005, this one at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta. It was advertised on the campus with a flyer which included some of Ray's more outlandish quotes, such as, "Life is based upon a perfect math, or your arm would be too short to wipe your butt." A DVD containing footage of both this event and the debate at MIT was produced, but the site selling it has since gone down and nobody who owned a copy appears to have uploaded its contents online. According to the website where it was being sold, the lecture was attended by 230 people, though the trailer for the DVD reveals the tone that it took on.
Time cube is in fact a theory of everything. I believe we've come to that conclusion. I would like to know how to apply it in order to get a date.
What none of these onlookers could have suspected
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I would have wanted to hear his answer to that. I would have wanted to hear his answer to that. Oh gosh.
However, was that soon, Gene Ray would acquire his first truly enthusiastic and earnest adherent. On March 7th, 2005, only a month before Gene Ray's lecture in Atlanta, an Australian internet user by the pseudonym Cubehead joined the forum Graveyard of the Gods, designed specifically for atheist discussion. He began enthusiastically promoting Gene Ray's time cube, mostly repeating the tenets that Ray was espousing on his website with similar rhetoric, while airing interpretations of his own.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
Intrigued and entertained by Cubehead's posts, they created a special board specifically for Cubehead and Time Cube discussion. Unfortunately, almost all of Cubehead's posts have been lost, as has the initial iteration of his personal website dedicated to Time Cube, named Cubic Awareness Online, which he launched in 2004. However, the second version of the site, released on January 20th, 2006, remains, which expands upon Gene Ray's theories. It contains 3 main sections, the first devoted to the core principles of the time cube, the second to evidence of the time cube in nature, and the third about how the time cube impacts humanity, all neatly color-coded. Also of note was a section attempting to construct an axiomatic proof of the time cube in 64 cases, as well as a link taking readers back to the time cube board on Graveyard of the Gods. Later that year, he began posting YouTube videos under the name Pyramidors, and he would link to these videos on his website as well. His first video was published on September 3rd, 2006, 9 months after the launch of the Cubic Awareness Online website, but his
What is he doing? What is this guy? What is this? What is... Oh gosh.
line delivery and video production led commenters to believe that he was mocking the theory or simply attempting to make campy humor.
They want to know if God exists. The answer, no. They want to know what the real truth is. The answer, Time Cube. Yes, Time Cube was discovered by Dr. Gene Ray, who...
It's like he's doing a music video or an advert.
Who is consequently the greatest thinker and wisest human whom humanity has ever known.
The following day, he published Death of Steve Irwin, He Died, which only supported this belief that he was making a joke out of Jean Ray. In it, he awkwardly transitions from talking about Steve Irwin's death to advocating for the time cube.
During his life, Steve Irwin saved crocodiles and giant Galapagos tortoises. Now that he has died, it's time that we not only save the crocodiles...
Steve Irwin, I think I've heard of him before. Wait, was he the guy who got killed by a stingray? I think it's the same guy, yeah. Oh, okay.
But also save humanity. We need to use Time Cube in order to save humanity.
He was a nature conservationist, right? Or was he a TV personality? Steve Irwin.
At the time of his death, Steve Irwin was aged 44. 4 is the supreme number of the universe.
Viewers were appalled by his lack of tact. Responding to the criticism, he edited the About section of the video to read, "This video is respectful. It's not meant to insult Mr. Irwin or those who mourn his death. Please don't flame me or make threats against me. It was not my intent to offend people. Thank you. See website www.cubicao.tk for more TimeCube information." Over the next 2 months, Cubehead would post a total of 8 TimeCube related videos, along with 2 short films utilizing basic 3D animation.
Wow, this man's dedication to TimeCube. I'm sure, what's his name again? Jean Ray must be impressed. I don't know how does this connect with TimeCube, this animated creature that what's his name again? The young man? I forgot his name. Oh no, I should have wrote down his name. But yeah.
The fervor with which Cubehead proselytized the Time Cube didn't go unnoticed by Jean Ray, and sometime in early 2007, the two apparently opened communication. In February, Cubehead...
Oh, he's meeting up with his hero online. Congratulations to you. You got to meet your hero.
Had posted an update to the Cubic AO website stating that Ray had personally given him advice. However, the attention from Ray wasn't entirely positive. Sometime in August, Ray added an update to his site which read, "The only official site for Jean Ray / TimeCube, so beware of associates. No one has my wisdom."
Oh, he's protecting his own creation. He wants to make sure that everybody knows that he alone understands what TimeCube is, and everybody else are charlatans, are upstarts.
In light of this, Cubehead made another addition to the website after consulting him. He wrote a disclaimer displayed in small orange font at the very top of the page, and it appeared that, despite Ray's heartfelt desire to have information on the Time Cube spread out across the world, he also was quite possessive of it. It read, "Disclaimer, this Cubic AO website doesn't claim to offer any cubic prophecies. This Cubic AO site is a secondary, unofficial site that is subordinate to timecube.com. This Cubic AO site is not intended to be glorified above timecube.com. Scientists don't know what gravity is. They don't know what physics is. We must attack the scientists, academia, and religion, or face cannibalism like Easter Island. Cubic AO is not intended to be more powerful than Dr. Jean Ray's TimeCube site, and indeed, Cubic AO is separate from Dr. Jean Ray's TimeCube site. This Cubic AO site is not intended to contain excessive amounts of artwork." What this last sentence precisely means is unclear. Despite this rebuke, Cubehead would still be granted one of the things he desired most dearly, the opportunity to meet Jean Ray in person, and this encounter would prove to offer more information about him than any other interaction, So
not only have you met your hero online, now you're going to meet him in person? Oh, happy day for you.
far. On November 21st, 2007, Cubehead uploaded the first episode of the Dr. Jean Ray TimeCube experience. This video series would be released piecemeal over the next 2 months in 8 to 10 minute segments due to the video length limitations in place on YouTube at the time.
Hi.
Oh, there were limitations placed on YouTube? Video length limitations. Oh, wow. Nowadays, I can post videos that are like 7 or 8 hours long. Oh, times have changed. Times have changed. Oh, here's his name. Richard John Krotsky. John Krotsky. Okay. John Krotsky. Okay.
I'm Richard Yancharski, second wisest human. However, it
second wisest human.
is Dr. Jean Ray, Cubic, who is the wisest human on Earth. I visited Dr. Ray in the USA to discuss with him nature's time cube. While travelling by plane across America, a large storm brewed itself up, and a cubeless conspiracy caused several flights to Atlanta to be cancelled. But I caught a flight the next day, and when I eventually arrived in Dr. Ray's hometown, Dr. Ray drove his car over to pick me up outside the Waffle House.
Yancharski had arrived on August 2nd, 3.5 months before the video was edited and posted. After Ray asked Yancharski about his flight and about his age, he was quick to reveal information about himself, speaking of his childhood and his family.
You got brothers and sisters?
No, I have a younger sister. I have one younger sister. Yeah.
In my family, I was one of 14.
14? Oh my gosh.
We lived out in the cotton fields, pick cotton and that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
And I got 2 daughters. One of them has a son, one has a daughter. My granddaughter just got married.
Yeah.
And my grandson, he has 2 boys and a girl. So I'm on my 4th corner.
Yeah.
4th generation.
Yeah.
So you're the great-grandparent now.
4 corners in the pyramid.
Yeah. The 4-corner life metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Once they arrived at Ray's home, he began to show some of his merchandise and the drawings that he had scanned for timecube.com.
I think TimeCube mainly focuses or is centered around his life. You know, his metamorphosis from his young age all the way now to his great grandparent stage of his life. And that is why we just cannot understand what is he talking about, because all of it is based on his life for the past 20 years of his thought process or development of TimeCube. It's all been centered around his life. His life is the example of TimeCube. Yeah. That's why he's the wisest human.
Right, so cubic thought reigns as the highest power. Jean Ray Cubic. Yeah, and the back of it says, I am born cubic, the wisest human and the greatest thinker at www.timecube.com. Yeah. So that's a good t-shirt to wear. It informs people about the time cube. And so that's a flyer, is it? About the $1,000 offer there. Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't even have the money. Or maybe he does, since he's retired. Yeah, probably he has a lot of money, stashed away, and yeah, he's using it for his TimeCube marketing. Yeah.
I don't think did I show you that?
All right. Yeah. I think it actually has that image on maybe on timecube.com somewhere.
See, you can't disprove this. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 different days, like 4 corners of the pyramid. Like you have 4 pads on your hand, hands and feet.
Yeah.
It's 4 corners. You look at the different type. You got a all-day pyramid, you got a dark pyramid, and then you got the sun-up and sundown pyramid.
Yeah.
These videos would also reveal personal moments, including a visit from his grandchildren.
I don't want to. I'll just tag along.
Okay, Grandpa. I love you.
Are you all doing what?
After this, the two of them went out to a shed where Ray had stored what he called his papers and notes relating to the time cube, as well as printed copies of his emails from supporters and detractors on the internet.
There's somewhere. Yeah, I gotta go through all this stuff.
Okay.
This stuff would be better than the notes that Galileo left.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
What was he famous for?
Just the idea that the heliocentric idea that Earth revolves around the sun.
And the sun was the center of the universe.
Oh, yeah.
But you know he was wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you know what the center of the universe is?
Well, it doesn't have a center. It's composed of opposites.
Well, no, well, it's the binary of the sun and the earth.
Yeah. Okay.
Which what creates life.
Yeah.
It's the two of them together.
Yeah.
Now the sun has the heat on the outside. It's big like the masculinity.
Yeah.
Earth is small like a femininity. It's got the heat inside.
Yeah.
After this discussion, Yancharski sat Ray down to ask basic questions about the time cube, a discussion which was edited down to a total of approximately an hour. Over the course of this interview, Ray slouches farther and farther down his seat as he appears to grow tired and frustrated. Here, Ray reveals a bit more about his theory, showcasing some of his misunderstanding about mathematics and physics.
Even the individual is composed of opposites. You don't have two hands, they're opposite hands. And if you put them together, they don't add up to two. They cancel out because they're like plus and minus.
Tell me about a cube's four corners. Its four corners are its vertical edges, correct?
They're what?
Its vertical edges.
Well, it's like a classroom. If a teacher tells you to go stand in a corner, then you only have four choices. Four corners. They used to put dunce stools there and put a dunce hat on you. Yeah. But there are only four corners inside of a classroom. And it debunks three dimensions. Because there are four corner perspective dimensions. Four different corner perspective dimensions. Not three. Three dimensions erroneous math.
Tell me about the 3.2 value of pi.
What?
The 3.20 value of pi.
Oh, well, if they use the 96, 4 times 24 is 96. That's the value of the cube. If they use that instead of 100, then the value of pi would be 3.20, which is the perfect pi, or 80% of 4. Well, if you're standing in the middle of the road, you have a single perspective. Well, from one side or one pole, things go to the left. On the opposite side, they go to the right. They're totally opposite, plus and minus. If you add them together, they cancel out.
Ray also revealed that he was working on a book with new illustrative diagrams.
And see, that looks like the spider right here. See how the spider? See, these things are going out here and these are going back that way, see? See, it looks like the spider. See?
Guys, no.
But now we need to put these in the book. We don't need to put them on the website or something yet. We need to get the book printed with these kind of things on there.
Ray's logic behind the difficult-to-read format of the website was also explained.
If you give them a page of small print, they'll read part of it and give it back to you.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they use fine print in contracts, because you don't read it.
Yeah.
So that's reading. The big print is like a billboard.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you have read it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I use big print.
Yeah.
You don't have to read it.
Yeah.
At one point,
Is Richard even listening? Like he's going, yeah, yeah, oh gosh.
Charsky joins Ray and some of his friends for lunch, revealing that Ray is at least not entirely isolated from social interaction.
Do those people in there end up accepting the time cube, or do they believe in the religious beliefs too
Well,
much?
they're mostly religious. They were praying next to it. Most of them are just very much religious Christianity area.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Later in the series, Ray reveals even more.
You know, that the man is old. The man is old. I think he is going through some sort of mental situation. But like I stated before, I think the Four Corners is based on his life. You know, what he has gone through in his life. And he's tried to contextualize it into the Four Corners metamorphosis of a man. Yeah. But it's interesting to hear that he has friends who he talks to about his ideas and theories on Time Cube.
More about his personal history as the two drive through a thunderstorm.
Tell me about your early life. What was your childhood like as one of 14 children?
Very, very poor. And we were sitting on the farm, picking cotton, and very little money. Had our own garden. Canned vegetables for the winter. So it was a real rough life. We had a lot of fun. We make our own games.
Yeah.
Once they returned, Ray revealed what he had been doing before he devoted his life to his time cube theory.
Yeah.
And this is probably the best book on the game of marbles that's ever been written. And see, that's a bag, a ton of marbles in it, see?
So that's a drawing of you. Yeah, so you write the kind of comprehensive description of the game of marbles, and with all the diagrams and everything to describe how the game works. Wow.
He then details how marbles is the perfect representation of the time cube, combining his passion with his theory.
Yeah, you see, definitely. Time Cube is based on his life, based on the hardships of his life, based on his life as a young person all the way to an adult, to a great-grandparent, based on the game that he loves, which is marbles. This entire theory is a reflection of his life. And that is why we will never understand it. That is why we will never understand what is he talking about. All of it is based on his life. Yeah.
Alright, so how does the game of marbles relate to the time cube? How does it relate to the kind of natural harmony?
Well, because the circle is the embodiment, like the egg.
Yeah.
And the circle has no value until it's divided.
Yeah.
It's divided when the two players represent the opposite spirits put the marbles in. Both of them put the marbles in there, which is the parallel universe.
Yeah.
And so therefore they divide the circle into 4 parts, or 2 parts, or 4 parts.
Yeah.
See, and the light and the marbles represent the cells.
Yeah.
And the light is the action.
Yeah.
And when all the cells are knocked out of the circle, then that's death. And then the two spirits pick up their cells and go create new life somewhere else by drawing.
The last episode shows video of Gene Ray being interviewed again by Lionel, where he desperately attempts to explain the time cube.
Lionel is like his best friend or something, huh?
But the
Midday like a light race day, sundown to Asian, midnight to black, sun up to Indian. Each one, the time.
But despite Ray's receptiveness during Yancharsky's stay, things would quickly deteriorate in a catastrophic way.
In the quadrants. Each quadrant rotates its own 24 hours.
Sometime in mid-August, after Yancharsky had returned home to Australia, Ray wrote a short update on his website. CubicAO.tk trashes my site with my data and his erroneous prophecy crap. I denounce CubicAO.tk as harmful to TimeCube and copyright infringement. This—
Oh my gosh. Your only supporter, Gene Ray. Your only supporter, and you trash him this way. You throw him under the bus. Oh, Richard, you met your hero. You met your hero. And people say, you know, maybe you should not meet your heroes in real life. You should never meet your heroes in real life. And here you are, you've met your hero, and damn.
This message was so important to Ray that he made sure that it was always displayed at the top of his site, even as he made new additions. Despite this negative attention, Yancharsky uploaded the videos anyways, but this rejection from his hero took its toll on his already fragile psyche. On February 13th, 2008, a new user on the Graveyard of the Gods forums by the name of Hans Chess made a post. The contents read, "My former student Richard Yancharsky died yesterday.
No. He took his own life. No, man, no. Does Gene Ray even care? But he's an old man and he's lost in his thoughts. Probably he doesn't even remember Richard. Oh, Richard. Oh my gosh.
He took his own life. I did an internet search on him and found this forum. I registered so that I could inform you of this. Richard played the violin and benefited a great deal from music. He was a shy student and found it difficult to fit in. He was a gifted computer programmer. I'm sure he brought lively debate and hopefully contributed to stretching people's thinking, even if different from their own ideas. Please give him a thought.
TimeCube must have really given him a peace of mind. But when his hero cast him out, it shattered his world that he had found peace and solace in. And probably that's the reason why he took his life. My gosh.
Guards. Hans. Forumites were understandably dubious, wanting evidence of the death. Quickly finding his profile on Facebook, one user reached out to some of Yancharsky's friends who revealed that he had leapt in front of a train in view of a large crowd.
Oh my gosh.
Another friend created an account as well to speak of him. Quote, "To those who knew him in high school, he really disappeared off the radar for a few years until November last year when we ran into him drinking by himself at the pub. Everyone's reaction here was fucked, but not overly surprised. In recent times, he had been slipping into depression, pro-Nazi white supremacy propaganda, and losing focus on goals in life. There was so much more into his life."
White supremacy propaganda? Oh.
Which has more disturbing elements than TimeCube, but now isn't really the best time to go into them. Hans returned one last time to label Yancharsky as, quote, "an amazing poet and philosopher, a man with such passion and ideals. He was a tormented soul who was searching for his way in this world. Sadly, he succumbed to the mental disorders that he suffered." Sometime later, his gravestone was discovered, bearing the date of death that Hans had mentioned. The inscription reads, "Profoundly treasured and loved by his family, our little prince who is at peace now." Unknowing, or perhaps uncaring, Gene Ray continued to update his site.
Like I said, the man is old. He probably doesn't even remember Richard. Doesn't remember anything about this man. the only supporter in his life, the only supporter of his theory of time cube. He doesn't remember. He's an old man, stuck in his ways.
Eventually, he would remove any reference to cubicao.tk, only leaving a message near the top that read, "The only official site for Gene Ray/TimeCube. Gene Ray is sole authority on harmonic timecube. Collection of raw data on this site will empower the greatest book ever written. That includes Bibles and academic scientific books. Stop evil ad hominemism." But the attention that Gene Ray desired was beginning to peter out. Shortly after the death of Yancharsky, he began complaining about financial issues, stating that unless he received donations, he may have to shut down.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. It's for the best that you shut down. It's time to put it to a rest. Gene Ray, put it to a rest.
His ramblings also became more and more violent and frenzied. In one update, he wrote, "Americans are dumb, educated, one stupid, and they worship oneism evil. It is not immoral to kill believers, for the stupid bastards evolve from son or daughter who precedes them." He also created a Twitter account using the handle #WisestHuman, where he made short, angry posts such as, "Queers killed my little brother. A queer god induces AIDS."
What? Ugh.
This profile would only see use for 6 months after having posted 30 tweets. Years ticked by, and Ray continued his rambling posts, but they were growing more and more incomprehensible. One post reads in part, "Navel connects 4 corner 4s. God is born of a mother. She left belly B signature. Every priest has Ma sign but lies to honor queers. Belly B proves 4 corners." By this point, Ray had entered his 80s, and his mental state was degrading. In May of 2012, Ray made his final update to the site, again proclaiming the conspiracy of standardized time. He would linger for another 3 years, keeping the site going, but inevitably, on March 18, 2015, he died at the age of 87. Later that year, the license on the domain ran out. The site's demise was covered by online publications, including The Verge and Gizmodo, but soon after, the site was brought back up by someone posing as Gene Ray. In early 2017, however, it ran out again, and now the page only displays a blank space. With both advocates for the time cube having passed away, the site only survives on the Wayback Machine and as jokes online. Otis Eugene Ray now serves as a relic of a past era, but also as an omen for the way that the internet would soon target people with mental illnesses and eccentric personalities for the sake of humor. He acts as a symbol of some of the powers, opportunities, and dangers of the information age, where the newest celebrities can come from the most unexpected places.
Richard, may your death find you peace you never found in life. It is unfortunate that you took your own life. You were still very young, and it's unfortunate that your heart, your mind were shattered after such a betrayal from your hero, and that you took your own life. May you find peace. You too, Gene, may you find peace. May you find peace and, be happy in your next life, if you should ever have one. I don't know. But yes, guys, that's it with Time Cube Down the Rabbit Hole. made on the Fredrik Knudsen YouTube channel and requested by John Reed-P7F. Wow. Like I've stated before, Time Cube, I think it is based on the life and, you know, the experiences of this man, Jean Ray. Yes. Time Cube is based on his experiences. Time Cube is based on his life as a young, all the way from a young child all the way to an adult and a great grandparent. This entire idea is based on his existence, on the marble games, and that is the reason why we will never understand the gibberish he was spouting about Time Cube. We will never truly understand it. I thought, he was trying to talk about the fourth dimension in terms of time and how time is perceived as humanity, but he sees it in a different light, that time is a 4 cube instead of a linear type of dimension. And okay, you can believe that it's a 4 cube dimension, but you have to give us the mathematics, you have to give us experiments, you have to give us something for us to try to dissect and understand where you are coming from with the 4 corners. But now clearly I understand that all of this is based on his life, and that is why we will never truly get the answers that we need from Gene about Time Cube, because it was all based on his life. And the fact that students from these universities and wherever young people were writing him letters, you guys were wrong for that. You were wrong. Okay, you were wrong for egging him on, for giving him that confidence boost, for building up his ego. You were wrong for doing that. I understand the man is funny. The things he's saying are also outlandish and funny. But you gotta know when to stop. You gotta know when to stop. So that this old man can finally accept that, what I'm doing, what I'm spouting, has no support. I should just stop. And let me read a book. Let me go climb mountains, or no, okay, maybe not climb mountains. Maybe like take a hike somewhere. Go and touch grass. Go to the forests. Explore America. While I still have a breath, while I can still walk. Explore. Do something with your life instead of focusing on this Time Cube. I think that's what he needed. He needed a rude awakening, that no one is going to take him seriously. But he never got that. People wanted their entertainment, and they got it. They got it free of charge. And yeah, how he saw it, or how he perceived it as support, is beyond me. I don't understand how is it that he thinks that those students and the university faculties saw him as a bright man, or the wisest man, or the greatest thinker, and how he accepted that, that these students support him, support his ideas. I don't understand how did he get that from them laughing at him. Really, that is just delusional at the highest level. Yeah. But he was an old man. And I just wonder about his family as well. Why didn't they attend to this situation? Why didn't they get him the help that he needs? Instead of him wasting his money, wasting his life on Time Cube. Yeah, clearly there was some sort of mental, emotional situation that needed to be resolved in him. But I guess no one really took time to actually understand that he is suffering mentally. And Richard also experienced something similar. He was also suffering mentally. He had people who knew him, but I don't know if he truly had friends. But, clearly he had been experiencing a lot of pain, and Time Cube was his escape. Time Cube was something that he could relate to. Something that nobody else understands but he does. Just like Jean Ray. And when his hero shattered his heart and his universe of Time Cube, calling him a charlatan, a someone who's betrayed his theory on Time Cube, when Jean Ray said all those horrible things about him, it really broke his heart. It broke his mind, and he descended into self-destruction, and he finally ended his life, which is sad, really. Someone so young. But yeah, guys, that's it with Time Cube. Really interesting story. Hopefully this Time Cube theory can finally be put to rest. I understand on Fredrik Knudsen, this video is meant for prosperity's sake, but honestly, no one should bring this nonsense up again. Please don't. We're done. Thank you very much, but no thanks. No more Time Cube. Yes, let it rest. Let it rest with its owner, its creator, once and for all. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as Fredrik Knudsen's YouTube channel, the links are going to be in the description below. If you like my reaction, give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos. And I'll see you guys hopefully next week. Okay? Good night.